Hello everyone, welcome to the Task 25 video submission. Today we will be programming the watchlist page, including the product adding and viewing process. So we'll recap what we've done so far. We created a sign-in, sign-up, created a user profile, created a method to edit the user profile. We also created two dashboards, one for buyer, one for seller. The seller is what we completed properly. Then we added a search option, an advanced search option, where we can view the products that are there. And finally, we created a watch list. In the previous video, we showed the UI of it. So in this video, let's go through it step by step on how it works and the coding as well. Yeah, let's get into it now. So we first have to first log in, as we cannot get the watch list. We'll first log in as a seller, and as you can see, the seller does not have the watch list option. There's no option right here, so we'll actually type in here. Yeah, we cannot. There's an error being displayed, so we sign out and go in and sign in this way. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have the watch list right here. There are no items in it. We can go from here as well. So we'll browse for more items. We'll add a few. Yeah, so as you can see, they have been added. If not, so we can remove it from here as well, one by one. When we click it, it gets removed. And then again, we're back to 0. It says browse skills, so we can go and browse our skills. Browse skills actually goes to the search product.php. So we'll just for now add 2 and go back. Yeah. So that is the watch list. It has been programmed properly. We can actually also go into the product and see that it is in watch list. And that has not been programmed yet. That will be programmed in a future video. Yeah, let's get into the code. So first of all, we have our main watchlist.php. So we start by making sure there's a session. It loads the DB and the authentication check. We make sure that it's logged in, because we only can get a buyer. So your user role has to be buyer. Then it gets redirected. If not, it gets redirected to index.php, which is the login page. We can make it the home as well, because you shouldn't be needing to log in all the time, but that happens. And then we have our database querying, where we get our information for the product. So from product table, the ID, product table title, product table image URL, product table the level, product table the price, and product table created at. Then from the user table, the first name, we get the first name, but we display it as seller name. And then we have a few joins that we use to get them all together. Then we group everything by product ID and watch list ID. And then we order them. We add them to the watch list. Yeah. So this collects everything into variable name items. Then we have the header, that is the normal header used in all. And then we move down to our main area. So we have used a new thing, a new navigation that is not there previously, which is right here, breadcrumb navigation. So that's used right here. Yeah. Sorry, that was a small mistake. That was from the previous product view. We are looking at the watchlist.php. So we have the save skills button here, my watchlist highlighted. So it just shows my watchlist right here. So we use an H1 tag to get it nice and bold, and they make it much more attractive. And then we use 2 buttons to browse more. And then we we use an if statement. So from this statement, we first make sure that there are items. If there are no items, we display this. So else, this is the else. So if there are no items, it says your watch list is empty. Say SQLs you're interested in with the heart icon and find them here. And if not, we use the similar grid or card layout that we use to add the items like this, attractive, and when we hover over it, it gets zoomed in a bit. So let's look at the code a little. This we looked at in the previous video where we did the UI, but we'll look into it once again. So this is the grid layout that we have here, all the way down until here. Yeah. So let's look at the code a little. So we have, first of all, we get the ID of the product ID, and based on that we get the image URL. And then from there we display the level that we have. So we have the intermediate or beginner, and we have the seller name, the name of the product, new, and the price, as well as our watchlist removal button. So we'll look at all of that there. So yeah, we have the level right here, then the seller name, and then we have the rating which we got in the top, then the price, so we convert it to a number format and get the price as well. And then we have the button that we use that says remove from watchlist. So this is used to remove it from the watchlist. We use that the heart icon to remove this using this button. Yeah. We have already gone through if it's not if there are no items, what gets displayed. So that's it for it. That's it for this code right here. Nothing special. So we'll actually now move into the watchlist process before we look at the JavaScript. Sorry, let's actually look at the JavaScript or PHP script part that we use. So first, we make sure, as you can see, this is in one big if statement. So the if is if the count items are more than 0, so that there are things that have been watchlisted or wishlisted. So first of all, we initialize the items, and then based on that, we update because we can remove it, so it has to be constantly updated. So this is inserted inside the first if statement, and then we have then we get the watchlist grid. So we get we get this section right here, which is this is so based on that we get the watchlist grid, which we looked at, which was right here, the watchlist grid. So we get the watchlist grid, and we return it. If not, if there is no items inserted, then we have to get our WL heart. So, and also then we have so then once we have got the grid, so first we get the grid if there are more than one items, and then it checks for an event listener checks for a click and makes sure that the click is on WL heart, which is the small heart that we have right here. So first we can click here, but we have to click here to make it remove, right? So what happens is it looks for an event listener, and so it says it prevents default behavior and then stops the event from moving up using this stop propagation. And then from there we make sure to, so in case it has been clicked, it will move to our process.watchlist.process. It'll give a post and check if the product has been removed. If not, it will show it. If not, it will be removed. So we'll actually see it in working. So if you click it, yeah, it gets removed. So in that split second, we see a post gets sent. So we'll actually go add it once again. Let's add this. Go back to the watch list. Let's inspect element. Let's go to our network. Yeah, and let's remove this. Yeah, as you can see, post watchlist process.php. So it sends a post asking if it has been clicked to be removed. We can actually say this from the database side as well. So we'll go into the database data, give it a small refresh. So we do have one. Let's add another one. Give this a refresh. Yes, there are two now. Right, we'll go back to our watch list. So there are two. And the moment we do this and refresh this, it has been removed. So yeah, that's what's happening right there. So let's actually look at the watchlist process.php. Yeah. Sorry, I actually missed one part here in the watchlist. We also use a catch. It's a blank catch, but it just is used in case an error comes. So just silently catch it, and yeah, let's just use that. So now let's move into the backend part, which is the watchlist process that we call into. So every time it gets clicked, we call into this. So first, we make sure that the session is active. We make sure that there is a DB connection. Then we set response type to JSON right here. Then we have our authentication check. So logged in, we have to make sure that the account type is bar. If not, we have to say it's unauthorized. If not, we display an error, something like that. Yeah. Then actually we can see this earlier. We showed this. We got a JSON error, so that means it's working clearly and working correctly. So yeah. So then from here we first get the user ID as well as the product ID, and then based on this, if there's a invalid user or input, we say invalid input. Then we first check whether the item is already in the cart. So this process is needed to be displayed for. So now this time item is in the watch list. So to display this is called from from this section right here to check if it is already in the watch list. So we will actually look at our product view. Yes, let's move into the bottom of our product view. Yes. So first it makes sure that it is in the watch list. So in watch list, and we display this. So this is based on the process that happens here. That process is right here. And then we have our two main functions of the watch list, that is removing and adding. So as you can see, we use a delete to remove and an insert. So yeah, so it's constantly just deleting and inserting into the database. It's quite simple, nothing complicated right here, just two queries. Yeah, so that is it for the watch list. We'll actually go redo it. So as you can remember, only a buyer can have watch list. He has a cart and a watch list, and we can remove it, give it a refresh, and there is no items in the watch list. We can go and browse for more skills. We'll add a few. Port to PC, we'll add this animated design, game development, Cisco, Arduino, and another game development. And we'll go back to our watch list. Yeah, we have 6 right here. So that is our watch list. We can remove and add. Yeah, so the adding and removal happens from this process right here. It deletes from watch list where the user ID is such and the product ID is as such. As you can see here, if you give it a refresh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. So product ID and the user ID. We also have the created at time. So that is it for the watchlist programming. Yes, I will see you in the next video. Thank you.